Hey everybody, Motumbo here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are playing some more Historic here on Magic Arena. And today we have a little bit of a different deck here. Still, you could consider it a combo deck, but it's also a aggro deck, so we're just going to have to get into the deck and find out exactly what we're trying to do. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen this deck already. But before we hop into today's deck, as always, I want to remind everybody that if you enjoy the channel, enjoy the video, enjoy the deck, please, 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 help me out just a little bit. Like for you to like, comment, subscribe, check out all those links down below. Join the Discord, it's one of the links down below. But again, just a simple like or a quick comment, even just saying hi, helps out that YouTube algorithm. So if you could do that, please, please, please. Thanks in advance. But with that being said, let's just hop right into today's deck. And we are playing Mighty Scale. So again, a lot of you have seen this. This was kind of spoiled a few sets ago, because there was a way to do this on turn 2 anyway, but we are focusing on trying to get a turn 2 kill. So Minion of the Mighty, it is a 1 mana 0/1 with Menace, and it has a ability called Pack Tactics, which basically says whenever it attacks, if you attacked with creatures with total power 6 or greater this combat, you could put a dragon from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. So previously, a lot of people were just set on trying to infuriate, +3, give a creature +3/+2 until end of turn, or even giant growth this as well, so +3/+3. But some people were trying to stick to red, so they were just really working with infuriates. But 2 of these gets Minion of the Mighty to 6 attack, so then you can attack in and put a dragon into play. However, we're not really trying to necessarily do that, even though we are still playing those cards. It's still kind of what the deck is trying to do. But since we have access to, again, thanks to Jumpstart Historic, we have access to Scale Up. So Scale Up, this is a card that's played in Modern in a lot of those Infect decks to try to get those Infect counters really, really quickly. It's a 1 mana spell. It says until end of turn, target creature you control becomes a green worm with base power and toughness 6/4. So for 1 green mana, we get to turn our Minion of the Mighty into a 6/4 menacing creature, and then we get to attack. So then at that point, ideally, what we're going to do is we are wanting to put in a Terror of Mount Velis into play, a 7 mana drop typically, but hey, in this deck, a turn 2 drop for 0 mana. It has flying and double strike, but the kicker to this is whenever it comes into play, creatures you control gain double strike. So this is also going to give double strike to our Minion of the Mighty that's attacking. So the 6 from the Minion of the Mighty plus the 5 from the Terror is 11 damage, and then you double that because of double striking. We are able to attack our opponent for 22 damage on turn 2. Now again, this is going to be really hard for them to deal with if they're playing just a creature-based deck, because again, Minion of the Mighty has Menace, so they have to have 2 blockers for this, and then on top of that, Terror has an evasion ability in the form of flying, so again, hard for them to do that. But I mean, it's, we may see, we may run into some spirit decks or life linking or life gain decks that might have a 1-drop flyer, but typically, we're probably not going to be facing those realistically. So what else do we run in this deck? Well, let's just really go over our payoffs first. We do have 4 copies of Goldspan Dragon. This is kind of like a fallback plan because Goldspan Dragon is a 4/4. With Goldspan, we still want to, we're still wanting to attack, regardless of what we're doing. So if we're not able to actually connect with a minion, or if they're dealing with our minions, what we're doing is we're just going to slam Goldspan Dragon, and we're going to start attacking in, creating treasures, which is going to enable, give us more mana, so we can actually just cast our big bombs. So that is the idea behind that. What else do we have? We have 1 copy of Inferno of the Star Mounts. This is a 6 mana 6/6, can't be countered, flying and haste. So again, another one we could potentially cast, which is not too hard. But it also does have the fire breathing ability. For 1 red mana, we get to pump it. And then for whatever reason, if we get its power to 20, which I really highly doubt that's ever going to happen, it gets to deal 20 damage to any target. So, hey, if that happens, it happens. But again, don't get your hopes up, because it's probably not. We also have 1 copy of Drakuseth. Again, a 7 mana 7/7. When it attacks, you get to deal 4 damage and then 3 damage again twice. But again, this does not actually trigger when you put it into play with the minion, because you actually have to be attacking. It triggers when it attacks, not when it comes into play attacking. So that's kind of a weird rules interaction if you're not familiar with it. But then the last dragon that we're playing is the Old Gnawbone, 7 mana 7/7 flyer. This is from the D&D set. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create that many treasure tokens. So I guess second, our second thing that we could potentially do is minion attack with this at a 6 power on turn 2. Put an Old Gnawbone into play. We hit them for 13, but then this would trigger, and then we'd get 13 treasures into play, and then we just have mana to cast whatever dragons we want at that point. So pretty cool. That's kind of a cool backup plan. So what else are we doing? We're just playing a bunch of pump spells. So like I said, we have 4 copies of Scale Up. We have 3 copies of Giant Growth. This could be 4, but I did want to run some Snakeskin Veils, because Snakeskin Veil, while it does only give +1/+1, it does give one of our creatures hexproof, which I do think is important, in trying to protect Minion of the Mighty. We do have 4 copies of Infuriate, and we do have 4 copies of Reckless Charge. So if our opponent looks to be playing like red or black, something that's going to have a lot of control, or things that can interact with our creatures, what we may do is we may play a slower game where we may not even run out the Minion of the Mighty until turn 3, because what we could potentially do is Minion of the Mighty and then Reckless Charge plus another pump spell, because Reckless Charge does give +3/+0 and haste for 1 red mana, and it does have flashback. So again, just another way to go about things. This just does give us the ability to kind of like sneak attack our opponent and just still get them. They have no idea that it's coming. And last but not least, we have 4 copies of Faithless Looting. Again, this is going to let us cycle through our deck. We could potentially pitch different big payoff creatures that we don't need to find cards that enable us to actually pull off our Minion of the Mighty combo. So yeah, that is what we are trying to do. I do imagine these games are going to be pretty quick. Our opponents are either going to just deal with our stuff quickly, or we're going to kill them quickly. So even if they put us off, they're going to be pretty quick. We might even be conceding some games pretty quickly if our opponent is just able to just deal with us, or if they're like constantly thought seizing or have just play all the creature removal. So we're going to see. We have 22 lands. Again, not really too concerned. 22 lands might even be too many, but we're going to give it a shot here, and we're just going to see how these games go. So let's play these games. Let's see what happens. We will see you all at the wrap up. All right, well, let's see how quick we can finish people off with the Mighty Scales. So, can we turn 2? I'm hoping. We definitely have the 2 cards we need, Minion of the Mighty and Terror. So, I think we keep. We don't have any pump spells. So let's see what color our opponent's playing first. It'd be really kind of disappointing if our next card is Scale Up and we could have just won. All right, let's just go ahead and let's play this slow. Opponent's playing burnish cards. Definitely playing some burn. I mean, worst case scenario, we might be able just to slam down a dragon here in 2 turns. But we might be dead, right? They just burn us out. Burn, burn, burn. Right. We play this and then yeah, I'm gonna bait out a burn spell, right? We actually don't need the Minion of the Mighty anymore. They didn't actually cast any spells. So okay. Huh. Well. Because everything went the way it did. So now they have to block. Right? So they have to double block or they're dead. We get to kill Torbrand. Seems good. Yep, you got to double block or you're facing the lethal. Oh, okay. A good game, Mono Red. Thanks for not blocking. I don't think they realized double strike was happening, but you know what? Doesn't even matter. On to the next game. All right, we're going in for game 2. Let's hydrate. All right. Gorblum. Interesting. Do we keep? I think we do keep, right? What's our opponent doing over here? They playing green? They on the Ren and 7 plan? No, blue. Mill. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right. Yep. You got it, my friend. You got it. It's no, they're not dead here, but they are taking quite a bit of damage. Oh, they're just taking it. Okay. You have a bounce spell. Nope. Yeah, Hideous Laughter is not going to do anything against our deck. Ooh. Well, it's looking good, my friends. 2-0, and we are less than 5 minutes in. Let's keep it going. So yeah, these are super fast games. We're going to get through this whole video in like 15 minutes. JD, MZ. Welcome, opponents. Well, get to mulligan. We have to hit one of our kobolds. All right, well, we definitely have... our kobold and our first striker. So, just need to get there in regards to scale up. Or some pump. And opponent being at the table. We'll get into 5. Makes you wonder if this is a trickery deck. Does not appear to be. So I think we just have to run this down. Just hope they don't have a kill spell right here. Interesting. Interesting. All right, well, let's get in. Got him. All right, let's get in there again. Got him again. Opponent's not really doing anything, but you know what? Neither are we. Got him. Sometimes you just got to keep turning that 0-1 sideways. Right? I think this is going to be a Scoops Magoops. Because this is definitely just going to be, hey, we have double strike now. And, I mean, since we have double strike, we're doing this. Alrighty. I mean, we actually cast a Terror of Mount Velis. And our opponent... Okay, I was about to say, our opponent is not conceding, but... Alright, well, not the normal conventional win, but still a game sub 3 minutes. So, we will take what we can get, even with a horrible draw like that. So, on to the next game. Alright, like I said, we are just going to power through some games. Push through as quickly as possible. Let's hydrate. These games are taking a lot out of us. Oh, looks like we're about to get a draw, because that's what we do. I would actually... I'm going to leave this in, because this has been happening a lot, and I have not highlighted it. I probably get like 10 to 15 of these a day, just throughout the day, never like in a row or quick succession. But after about like a minute and a half or so of this, it will finally, because you can tell that you're paired with your opponent, because once the cancel button goes away, it's actually found your opponent. So then after about like a minute 15, a minute 30, it will actually put you in. So a minute 10, and then it'll give you a draw. So James G, we have drawn, because Arena is done. So there's the draw. And again, I'm going to leave it in. And please comment down below how often you're seeing this happen to you. Because again, it happens to me all the time. So, Wizards, fix this. Fix your client. Ridiculous. Alright, well, let's not get a draw. Let's just get our opponent. 1, 2, 3, go. Cancel button is still available. There we go. It may take us 15 seconds. Oh, and then we got Rick. Good old Rick. We're going to mulligan this. Don't have a kobold. We are going to keep this. We are going to put back. This is tough, right? Because these obviously, these two cards turn us on. Get rid of the Faithless Looting. As much as we don't want to. We're playing against Slivers. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and get this down. If we draw an untapped land here, we win. Definitely an untapped land. Because again, this has Menace. Big pumps. Big pumps. And double strike. And take 22, opponent. Yeah. How does that feel? I mean, it's kind of cool in a sense that we got to kill somebody on turn 2 with damage. But at the same time, again, still don't feel like this should be happening. So, alright, again, another sub 2 minute game. So, just go on to the next one. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Can we just spout off like a bunch of turn 2 kills in a row? It would be pretty sweet. Master 13, welcome, welcome. We are going first. So we actually have the Minion and... But I don't have any pumps. So we have too many of our big payoffs. We're going to mulligan. Do we mulligan again? I think we are. Alright, we're not going to go any lower than this. We're just going to get rid of our big creatures. Kind of unfortunate that it happened this way. Alright. Guildgate, huh? Guildgate. You do it. You do it. Okay. Can we? Oh, we did it. Yes. All right, so pretty fun, right? So they're going to take 10 here. And we have no cards in our hand. Opponent can probably easily deal with the Goldspan Dragon. They could lightning it plus shock. All right, tap land is good. Dreadhorde Arcanist, that's another way that they could easily deal with this. So, best draw, scale up probably. Definitely a scale up now. Oh, well. Let's go. So now shock into attack with the Arcanist kills our dragon. That gets us 2 more treasure tokens, which potentially just turns on any of our really big drops out of our deck. Not the worst. Okay. That's interesting. That is interesting. Interesting, okay. Pretty good. Nice. Nice. Oh, there's a scale up. Who earns? Master 13, I think you're about to get us. So 4. Some good synergies here. Dreadhorde Arcanist. With the Domri's Ambush. Oh. Nice. Alright, good game. They got us. They 14'd us. Yeah, definitely mulliganing was not the best. But we still managed to actually get Goldspan Dragon into play on turn 3, so cannot complain with that at all. So on to the next game. All right. Morphon. Welcome to the game, my friend. What shall we be doing? Well, we're going to keep... We just need a payoff, right? This potentially gets us there. This is a pretty decent hand, right? This is a hand where we just have to go for it. Please don't hover over that. You know what it is. Oh, and it's down. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, that was pretty perfect, right? So, getting an untapped green source here was pretty good. Oh, and they scooped. Scoops magoops. Oh, man. That game was 1 minute long exactly. So again, this is a pretty dumb deck, but pretty still pretty fun to play. But again, stuff like this, historic, I don't know, makes the game a little... It's kind of like Tibalt's Trickery, right? But it's a lot more easily dealt with. Hey, we've only got one more game, so let's get to it. We are going into the final game of our 7-game stint here, like normal. So, Alley Cat, let the final battle begin. Interesting. We're going first. We have a scale up. We have some lootings. But Minion of the Mighty is a little bit more important, and this is definitely a keeper. We're going to shock a minion into play, and then we are going to hope against all hopes that this minion lives. Because if it lives, which it does, we are going to have a pretty easy game. We're going to have 13 treasures, and again, they're going to scoop, and I'm of course, I feel like I'm buying a little bit of time here just to do this, but let's all right, give me all that mana. 13 treasures on turn 2. Yeah, that is pretty insane. So this might officially now be the fastest that we've ever run through 7 games. 8 if you count the draw that we had due to the client. We did lose one, but let's talk about all of this in the wrap-up. All right, everyone, welcome back to the wrap-up. So those were some pretty sweet games, pretty fast games. Again, I don't think we've ever played a run of 7/8 games that quickly before. Probably could have fit in another like 20 games in what our typical hour-long videos are. But, you know, we typically just run 7 games, and that's what it is. So we managed to go 6-1, 6-1-1 if you count the glitchy client, which again is happening. It just keeps happening to me. Like I said, I deal with that like 10 or 15 times a day. It's pretty ridiculous. It wouldn't be so bad if it did it quickly and just put you in the game, but having to wait that minute and a half for it to actually put you in the game to draw, that is kind of a beating. So Wizards, if you are watching, please, you know, fix your client so it actually pairs people correctly, as opposed to just, you know, sitting there. We get to twiddle our thumbs, then we get to draw, and then we have to go back into the pairing. But yeah, so 6-1. We lost 1 game. You know, it happens. But this deck is super fast. There are a lot of this. I mean, considering what's in this deck, this is like a borderline, I would say, deck to play in regards to rarity wise. Yeah, there's a lot of rares because you're playing minions, and then all of your dragons are either rare or mythic. So as you can tell, like, I probably would have put in more Infernos in here, but I only had 1 and I didn't want to craft them. I actually did craft 3 of these to build this deck. And I did have more Drake sets, but I just did not think that I wanted to play more than that. And I only had 2 old Gnawbones. So this, if I had more of these, I would definitely play more of these as well. And then again, Goldspan Dragon, it is a mythic, but it's, you know, one of the best mythics in this set anyway. So you most likely have these, because I feel like most everybody has 4 copies of Goldspan Dragons. And you know, I may just not know, but I would have to guess, because at some point or another, I feel like a lot of people have played a deck with Goldspan Dragons. But all the pump and card draw is pretty much common or uncommon. Faithless Looting obviously is a rare, so count that in too. And then rares, lands, obviously you don't have to play those. It just makes the deck a little bit easier to play. So yeah, so mid-range expense-wise, but do with it as you will. Again, this is a fun deck. It definitely catches people off guard. You could just win out of nowhere. And again, the fact that you can hide your Minion of the Mighty and then just get them with the Reckless charges, really powerful, I feel like. So it was definitely cool to see multiple turn 2 wins. And yeah, so that's the deck. So again, if you enjoy the deck, enjoy the channel, enjoy the video, again, all I ask is that you like, comment, subscribe. You know, check out all the cool links down below. Join the Discord. And one final thing that I ask, as always, just please, everybody, please stay safe. We will see you all next time.